Virgo, welcome to your monthly reading for July 2026. Let me quickly walk you through how we're gonna do the reading. So we've got the overall energy of the month, we've got the love energy, where is the energy, challenge, outcome, we've got the career energy, again, energy, challenge, outcome, and then we've got the final message for you of the month. But before we're gonna begin, guys, make sure that you go to comment section and let me know how you're doing, how your month is going. Just spread some love, alright? And now let's come back to your reading. So when I look at your cards for July, the first thing that stands out for me is that it feels like a month of letting go of the idea that everything has to happen according to your timeline, okay? I know that sometimes we think that if something isn't moving, it means nothing is happening, right? But these cards tell a different story. They suggest that there are things unfolding beneath the surface, even if you can't see them yet. July might test your patience, but it also asks you to trust that a pause isn't always a setback. Sometimes it's simply a preparation. So the overall energy for you this month, it's a reversed Six of Cups. So this one often appears when you are finally ready to leave something behind. Not because you are trying to forget it, but because you have learned what you needed to learn. So what this could be for you? Could be letting go of an old relationship, stopping yourself from comparing the present to the past, maybe breaking a habit that has been holding you back, or releasing guilt about decisions you have already made. This could be even realizing that you have outgrown a version of yourself. So for some of you, this card might also be asking you to stop living through the memories. I think that some of you might be even thinking that things used to be better, or what if I have made a different choice? But July gently reminds you that your future can't fully begin if a part of you is still emotionally living in the past. So Virgo, the more you are willing to release what's behind you, the easier it becomes to recognize what's waiting ahead. And that message carries through both your love life and your career. So your love story feels like someone who is becoming impatient because things aren't progressing the way that you expected. The reversed Three of Wands suggests that you might have been waiting for something to happen. So what you could be waiting for? You could be waiting for someone to reach out, or hoping a relationship will move to the next stage. You might be waiting for someone to make a decision, or feeling like your love life has been standing still. Some of you might be even wondering why nothing seems to be changing. Or you might even catch yourself thinking, how much longer do I have to wait? And this naturally leads you to your challenge, alright? The reversed the world. So this suggests unfinished business. Not necessarily with another person. Sometimes it's unfinished emotions, unanswered questions, or expectations that you are still holding on to. So this card asks you, are you waiting because the situation truly needs more time, or because you are struggling to accept that one chapter has already come to an end? So for some of you, this could mean finally accepting closure. For others, it might mean recognizing that you are emotionally holding yourself back from beginning something new. And then we reach your outcome, which is the reversed Knight of Pentacles. And he doesn't suggest the failure. It does, instead, suggest a slow progress. Or I might even say a very slow progress. So by the end of July, you might realize that things are moving not as quick as you would hoped. So that could be for you a relationship developing one step at a time, someone needing more time before committing, maybe choosing not to rush into something new, or learning to value consistency over intensity. For some of Virgos, this month might actually teach an important lesson. Not every slow connection is a bad connection. So sometimes the strongest relationships are the ones that are built patiently rather than rushed. The key is making sure that slow progress is still genuine progress. So keep that in mind, Virgo. Now let's move to your career. Because this one, ladies and gentlemen, feels like a story about learning to trust yourself again. The reverse, the Fool, suggests that July might begin with hesitation. So you might have an opportunity in front of you, but something is making you pause. So this could look like wondering whether to apply for a new job or not, questioning whether you are ready to start a business, maybe feeling nervous about taking a risk, or overthinking a career decision, or perhaps wanting change but fearing the unknown. The interesting thing is that the opportunity itself doesn't look like the problem. Fear does. And that's when we reach your challenge. The High Priestess is one of the strongest intuition cards in the tarot. While your mind is looking for certainty, this card gently reminds you that not every answer comes through logic. Sometimes you already know what feels right. You have been just looking for someone else to confirm it. So this month asks you to trust your instincts. Pay attention to your gut feeling. Notice the opportunities that quietly keep appearing. And remember, not everything important arrives with the fireworks. Sometimes the right path simply feels peaceful. And that's exactly why I love your outcome. So the reversed Nine of Swords feels like a relief. If the beginning of the month is filled with overthinking, the end of the month feels like finally exhaling. So Virgo, some of you might notice yourself worrying less, sleeping better, feeling calmer about your future, maybe realizing things weren't as bad as you imagined, or letting go of fears that had been keeping you stuck. So the situation itself might not have completely changed yet, but your relationship with it has. And this is incredibly powerful, because when your mind becomes quieter, it's much easier to recognize opportunities that were there all along. And that's where we arrive to your final message, which is almost there. Persist with faith. You are on the brink of the breakthrough. Your efforts are about to bear fruit. So guys, honestly, I don't think there could be a better card for this reading, because every part of your spread talks about patience. The reversed Three of Wands says, don't give up because progress feels slow. The reversed Knight of Pentacles reminds you that the meaningful things often take time to grow. And the High Priestess asks you to trust what you can't fully see yet. And then, let's don't forget about the reversed Nine of Swords that shows you that your biggest breakthrough might begin the moment you stop assuming the worst. So if you have been feeling like you are behind, if you have been wondering whether your efforts are worth it, if you have been questioning whether anything is actually changing, the card gently say, keep going. You are almost there. Not because you need to work harder, but because you are much closer than you realize. So Virgo, the message for you for July is, don't mistake a quiet season for a failed one. Some of the life's biggest breakthroughs happen long before you can see the results. So trust the process, trust your intuition, and keep taking steady steps forward. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you are closer to your breakthrough than you think. Yes, simple as that. So Virgos, let me know how many of you resonates with my reading. Let me know how many of you feels like that this month. Please subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more videos like that. And for now, guys, like always, I'm sending you lots of love, lots of positive energy, and lots of kisses.